Hello again, out my head. Hello again, it's Diorama here, and I am back on the Quarrycraft server at last. It's been a couple of weeks whilst my parents were visiting. We had a great time, really wonderful time. But I am itching to get building, and today's job is to move Natural Selection up to the new shopping area up there. Do not adjust your screens. This is not a hiccup in recording. This is me hiding the end shopping district from certain prying eyes that are not yet allowed to see it. So I'm going to now cut to me in my shop upstairs. Here we go. Right, Mount Lupus. Oh, they've even left an ender chest. How thoughtful. Okay, so this is what we've got to work with. Let's do some counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 2, 3, and 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 deep here, going to 5 deep, and then with this. This is kind of a funny shape to try and fit a shop into, isn't it? Ooh, and also, this bit here is 3, and this side is only 2. Okay, well, this is what we've got to work with, so I am going to start thinking about that whilst I remove all the stuff from down there, and then we'll come up and start doing some building together. And there it is, Natural Selection, barren as the day I moved in. Goodbye, old friend. Alrighty then, I have set up my wall of shulkers, which are a complete mess. I'm going to regret this later because I just dumped everything in them. But here is the project. So I've got a pretty good idea of what I want to do. I've had a bit of play in a creative world. So I'm going to get on with building it. And rather than put some music over me building, which is what I would normally do, I thought I'd try something a little bit different and have a little chat. So as I mentioned in the intro, my parents had just come over to visit, and obviously it's not the first time they've been. I've been out here 7 years. For those of you who don't know, I'm originally from the UK, but I've moved out to China with my wife. But this visit was particularly special because it was the first time that they got to meet my son. He was born a little over 2 months ago, and obviously they've seen him in video chats and things like that, but this was the first time that they got to meet him and he got to meet them. And seeing the look on my mum's face, it's just such a wonderful, wonderful experience. And seeing the smiles that baby boy was giving them, it really just fills your heart with joy. It's such a difficult thing to try and describe, and it comes with a little bit of mixed emotion as well, because obviously I know with them living back in the UK and me over here, it's going to be difficult for them to really see him very often. I know they're already planning their next trip to come over here around the time that he turns 1, so that would be a nice little birthday treat for him. And obviously we will try to get back to the UK when we can, but that's not easy at the moment for us. So yeah, mixed emotions, but overall really, really enjoyable trip. We took them out to a tea plantation, we went on plenty of walks, we spent a lot of time just sitting around the flat and giving hugs and you know, reading stories and all the sort of stuff that grandparents are meant to do with a newborn. So it was really lovely and really enjoyed it. I can't wait for the next time that they can come over. Anyway, let's take a look at the final product. So we have got the 2 facades, because this is an extended shop with 2 doors. Same basic design but with a different palette. On this side we've got the mushroom blocks around the outside. Now, everything else that I've used, pretty much, you can buy in the shop. Mushroom blocks you can't, but when I designed this idea, I thought I was going to be selling mushroom blocks. and nothing went with the jungle wood trapdoors quite as well as the mushroom blocks. Oh, poor old optical guru. But I'm really pleased with this sort of awning made by the trapdoors. So pleased I did it twice, but this time over here we've got acacia border with acacia trapdoors and then the stripped birch. So let's pop into this room and you can see I have tried to use all of the wood pretty much, and I think I've succeeded. We've got the stripped birch for walls with them on the ends around the top here, which gives it a nice little bit of detail. We've then got oak or jungle as a recessed panel in the wall. That's using the stairs, obviously. We've got birch trapdoors hiding some lighting in here to make sure this is all unspawnable. And then we've got the stairs as stands for each of the blocks. So you've got dark oak, spruce, oak, birch, jungle, and acacia. If we look up, we've also got a nicely detailed ceiling with plenty of depth using dark oak. We've got the stairs in this sort of U-bend shape, and then trapdoors, which gives a nice load of depth actually. I'm really happy with how that's turned out. I think this would probably look better in a slightly bigger room, but yeah, it's cute. And then if we turn over here, we've got the jungle trapdoors, and these are used to act as a kind of, I don't know what you would call it, but the partition, the oriental style partition that leads into a little Zen garden area where you've got stairs creating this water pattern in the floor that you can walk over without bumping. We've got obviously more lighting in here to make sure that nothing's spawnable. The stairs wouldn't be spawnable anyway, but these are full blocks. And then on this side, I carried the birch over from there, mostly because I had to use this wall, right? And this same detailing across the top. And here we have acacia stairs stacked on top of each other. It creates a nice little bit of detail for that wall. And continuing through, we leave the wood behind mostly, although I do have a birch stair roof, which is a really nice pattern. And we enter into the bone room. So here I've got plain bone all on its end. It's a pretty standard design. But then I've also got it horizontally here, which creates these rather nice circles. I can kind of imagine that as a feature wall in a living room or a large modern build, something like that. And on the floor, we've got them going lengthways and then crossways and then lengthways and then crossways, which creates a rather nice tiled design. It's not quite, if I go into F1 it won't show up. So it doesn't quite line up in perfect squares, but that's actually really nice, I think, as a floor design. So there you have it. That is the Sticks and Bones shop by Mount Lupus that will replace Natural Selection. And over here we have the Aquatic Region shop. So over here we're going to have Cap and Lucky's Lucky Dig, which is going to be a little bit different. But before I show you this shop, I'm not going to build it on camera, we need to go and collect some resources. The first stop on this little adventure is the trident farm, and we have a dragon. That's always a good sign. He's got a trident. There's no chance he's going to drop it, let's be honest. Oh, yes! Oh, that's amazing. Oh, that's brilliant. Do you know how hard it is to get tridents on a server in Minecraft? When it happens, it is a truly joyous occasion because you spend most of your time doing this. If no one's on the server, then you can do this, which is a lot of fun. Smash! But most of the time you do this. Next job is to head through the dark forest to the witch's hut because I need to make up some potions. Don't come here often. I need to make water breathing and I need to make night vision because I want to go off and raid some ocean monuments in the hope of getting some sponges to put as prizes. So pop these in my potion box and take to the sky. And then dive down. We are going to raid this place. Now I've got my trusty trident, and to be honest, with so many people on the server, there's so few spawns that pretty much the only thing I need to do is, well, completely miss the Elder Guardian, but eventually take out the Elder Guardians so that I can get rid of the mining fatigue, and then go off in search of a sponge room, which we have found. Okay, that's great. There is still one Elder Guardian to do, so let's blow a hole in here. Head up so that we can take out the last Elder Guardian trident to that one-eye face. And then, mining fatigue gone, collect our rewards. Meanwhile, back in the shop itself, Elandros and I are getting some swimming lessons from Paco. Thanks. But to be fair, he did a great job helping to decorate the tank, and then he helped us to open with a bang. Welcome to Captain Lupus's Lucky Dig. Hey, got any more fireworks? Brains. Well, this is a turn up for the books. Oh, look at my stinky particles. I think I probably need a wash. I just came back the day after the opening ceremony with Paco yesterday, and I wanted to introduce the shop and how it's going to work. But people have already started digging. That's great. That means there should be a little bit of cash over here in the chest. Oh, look at that. How much does that actually come out as? My goodness. That's 2 1/4 stacks of diamonds in one day. Whew, I like this shop. I like it already. Okay, well, as you can see, people have started digging up some bits of the sand. There are still things to be had. I am just pointing at random sand blocks. This is not a clue in any way. Yeah, there are still things to be had in here. Don't worry, still a trident to be found, in fact. But what I wanted to do, if I can just get around here, is show you how this game actually works. So I've got a book here, let's have a little bit of a read. Captain Lucky has been plundering the seas and now presents the spoils to ye landlubbers. This be your chance to win a trident, a conduit kit, sponges and more. Or a pickle. Okay, enough of that accent. How to play. You pay 8 diamonds. You dig up 1 block of sand. You win what is in the chest directly beneath that block. No exchanges or refunds, that would defeat the object. Please place the block of sand in the payment chest. You can play as many times as you like, and the shop will reset at irregular intervals, basically when I get around to it. If there is no sand, please let Diorama know. And happy hunting. Remember, if you don't get what you want the first time, you can always give me more diamonds. Try again. So that is the rule. It's pretty basic, and it looks like people have got the gist of it. So basically, if I was to dig up this block of sand, I could then look in the chest underneath. Oh, better luck next time. Just a pickle. Put that one back for someone else to find. And each time I reset the shop, I will publish here what the current prizes are. So this first time round, there is 1 trident, enchanted with mending, unbreaking 3, and impaling 5. There will not be a trident every time. They are too difficult to get hold of. There are 2 conduit kits with all the prism you need and more. 8 sponges. 9 stacks of sea lanterns, which is lots of sea lanterns. A shulker box full of prismarine shards. A shulker box full of prismarine crystals. And a shulker box full of cooked cod, which should last people a long time. And yes, you do get to keep the shulker box if it was part of your prize. So I think those are some pretty epic prizes, if you ask me. There is also behind me, over there, the fish tank. That is where people can go and buy their fish in a more traditional manner. Just put your diamonds in here, grab a bucket, swim on in and choose your fish. So, there you have it. I am really pleased with this shop, especially the fact that we've already got over 2 stacks of diamonds within 1 day of opening the thing. I literally posted it on the Discord and got a message to say that people had already been digging up the sand and people were worried that all the gifts were gone. I have checked, there is definitely still a trident and a couple of other prizes to be had. So get yourself down to Cap Lupus's Lucky Dig and see what you can win today. For now, that's all from me, so bye-bye before I hide behind this chest. I will see you in the next episode.